Record on this. Okay, should be recording. Hi,
Hi, Nanichi.
how are
Hi,
you?
how are you? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Alrighty. So, thank you for applying and interviewing to be on the 2025 and 2026 Midwest Association of Filipino Americans Executive Board. Yay! We really do appreciate it. I know it's like a long process, so we do really appreciate it. So I'm just gonna explain the interview process and then I'll ask if you have any questions. So for the interview process, you will have 5 minutes to read your speech, which will give you a minute and a 30-second warning, then a time in the chat. So just look out for that. And then after that, we'll give you like a few moments to, breathe, recollect your thoughts. And then we'll continue with a 5-minute Q&A session. So Anna, Ange, and Clarice will be asking you some questions. And then after that, you'll be all set. So I just want to confirm, you're running for Vice President Internal? Yes, okay. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I do not.
No? Okay. Well, I'll set up a timer. And then whenever you're ready, you're good to set or start.
Okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for your time and being here today to speak with me. My name is Nanichi Signore Flores, and I'm speaking to you today to express my interest in being your Vice President Internal for the 2025-2026 academic year. To start off, I want to begin by speaking a little about myself and my passions. In the upcoming school year, I'll be a junior studying anthropology and international studies at Indiana University of Bloomington, home to our Filipino American Association, or FAA. As a multi-ethnic woman of color, throughout my personal upbringing, my Filipino side has been absent and neglected. However, through FAA and through appreciating my cultural background, organizations such as Mafa have allowed me to foster and deepen my connection with not only my culture, but my personal identity. This has cultivated my interest, solidarity, and advocacy for Filipino and Asian communities broadly. Through Indiana University's Filipino American Association, I was welcomed with open arms, and in fact, my first year as a transfer student in a huge university would not have been the same. They made a huge public university feel like a small, close-knit community, and the relationships I have built in just a few months are the ones I value the most. I'm particularly interested in social politics and advocacy, where my engagement can be represented through academia, my experiences, and intern work. As a Mata intern, I advocated for continued political presence in our communities under attack. The Ink and Identity workshop that I and other Mata interns conducted for NFAS represented the continued climate effects and disproportionate access to resources in Southeast Asian communities to these disasters. Additionally, our workshop was geared towards pre and post-colonial Filipino expression, with an emphasis on the effects of the infringement of colonial and imperial powers. The overarching theme, which cannot be confined to a binary, was generally Filipino resistance and identity, which is something I'm particularly passionate about. My academic work as an anthropology major has allowed me to challenge social structures. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Which fosters my interest in identity politics within Southeast Asian communities. I believe my social advocacy and passion for strengthening our communities will foster continued engagement in issues directly affecting our communities. Through this, I hope to cultivate MAFA's mission of promoting awareness and advocacy through social events and engagement. MAFA's particular engagement with social activist leaders, celebrations, and speakers has touched me and encouraged me to not only be part of that, but cultivate it and continue our advocacy, visibility, and awareness, which will advance our community and others. Additionally, my internships and nonprofit work and experience as a teaching assistant for undergraduate courses has developed my skills in organization, communication, problem solving, and most importantly, effective leadership, all essential for the VPI position. This experience has fostered my engagement in community work and creating an atmosphere of social good and engaging in a team. Through this, I plan on implementing a socio-political atmosphere that addresses Asian identity generally and the nuances and complexities of Filipino identity and culture. Furthermore, I hope to apply my leadership and team engagement skills to navigate the intern program and become a mentor for nurturing their interests and values. I'm committed to dedicating myself to the program and to the board in order to guarantee the success and the fulfillment of the intern. It would be an injustice to not completely mention the Mafa internship program, as it has been fulfilling to say the least. As I said earlier, prior to attending higher education and becoming a Mafa intern, my presence in Filipino spaces was limited, and I was not comfortable at most times. However, the Mafa board and this year's wonderful cohort of interns has made me feel so incredibly seen and comfortable in engaging in our culture and community with no embarrassment or feelings of outsiderness. If elected Vice President Turner, I'll continue this legacy of a welcoming and opening environment, fostering Mafa's mission while simultaneously deepening my own connection and with other Filipino Americans who may feel the same way. The wonderful Ange, the current VPI, has served as a great role in mentorship and leadership. Her passionate commitment to Mafa has truly encouraged and inspired me. If given the opportunity, my goals for the prospect of Mafa is bridging those multicultural connections, emphasizing a strong board dynamic and encouraging an atmosphere of curiosity and education. To conclude, I'm excited by the opportunity to serve as VPI because I believe that my ability to problem solve, including conflict resolution and effective communication, as well as adaptability and flexibility for whatever circumstances will arise with a desire for collaboration, will allow me to help Mafa continue to grow and advance. Additionally, and most importantly, my commitment and passion to Filipino culture and drive for awareness and visibility of it, while strengthening my leadership skills to make me a successful Mafa e-board member and VPI. Salamat. Okay.
Yay, good job, good job.
Thank
Yay.
you.
All right. Do you need like a little breather before we go on to like our Q&A session?
A little bit. And I want to say, I love your hair. I just noticed it. It's so cute. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. All right, and then I'll start the timer, and then Ange, whenever you start.
Right. Thanks for that wonderful speech, Nanichi, and thank you with the hair. But your first question is, what leadership skills are you currently working on, and how do you plan on applying them as VPI?
So leadership skills that I'm currently working on is working in a team and understanding like team navigation and dynamics. It's really understanding yourself and understanding your own efficiency to help with understanding the team and working towards a common goal. So that is something that I'm working on personally. I think I do a really good job during team dynamics and engaging in different team members and understanding their strengths and weaknesses. Um, but definitely having a deep understanding of yourself and your own efficiency and the pace that you work in and what you're comfortable in can definitely help with the team and understanding their own strengths and weaknesses and their own comfortability and efficiency. So, yeah.
Hi, Nanichi. So my next question for you is, what qualities do you think are essential in a vice president internal, and how do you embody them?
I would say providing a great source of mentorship. I've had super great mentorship here at IU and through the Mafa internship program as well, and through FAA here at IU. I think Anne served as the perfect mentor, and just being that leader and being that person that is great with accessibility, efficiency is really great. But I think having that leadership and mentorship and understanding um, core dynamics and everything is right. And having a general passion for Filipino culture. I mentioned a little bit in my speech about Filipino identity and something that I'm very passionate about, something that I've neglected for a while, but through like this experience and everything has been very fulfilling to me. So I think that for Mafa specifically, having that general passion, awareness, and visibility and wanting to engage in that is very important.
Hi, you're doing really good so far. Your next question is, since the Mafa Exec Board operates primarily in a virtual settings, how do you plan on fostering stronger connections in the
and a sense of closeness among your board members. I think the really important thing is the retreat in the beginning and having super, super clear communication and clarity for everything. I think getting to know your board is really, really important. And whenever conflicts arise and whenever you have to stable some conflict resolution, everything, knowing what your board is and who they are as people instead of as like professional coworkers, I guess. But knowing who they are as people is very, very important, and having that clear communication is very, very important as well. Being a board, especially being virtual, there could be a lot of like misdirection and a lot of I guess like miscommunication, and ensuring that everything is clear and everything is communicated is very, very important. Like I said, getting to know your board as people instead of as like professional workers, I guess, is very, very important as well. Very for sure.
All right. Oh, we're good? Okay.
Yeah.
On to your last question. So as VPI, one of your responsibilities is to ensure the well-being of other Mafa board members, since board members balance other responsibilities outside of Mafa. How would you ensure the well-being of your fellow board members while also checking in on your own mental health and emotional health throughout your term?
Great question. I would say like having understanding board dynamics, like I said, and having clear communication and building that atmosphere of understanding and flexibility, making sure that your board is comfortable addressing their needs and concerns. I place a really, really huge importance on utilizing communication to address the board, using your duties as VPI whenever they can be a little overwhelming, and having that clear board dynamic and having that clear flexibility can really ensure that when things are really overwhelming, you have people to lean on. Understand, like going back to like understanding yourself and when things infringe on your own personal well-being is very, very important. Because if, like I said, understanding yourself and understanding your board. But yeah, prioritizing your mental well-being is very, very important. And I think, and you really like showed me throughout this Mafa internship that you can rely on other people and you can say when things are overwhelming and things are too much, especially as like a Mafa e-board member. You guys do so much. So yeah, having like those peer board dynamics, like I said, like going back to that and creating a great atmosphere of like positive reinforcements can go really far.
All right, good job. Okay. So, well, we're done with the interview. Thank you again for applying and interviewing to be on Mafa's executive board. You did amazing with your speech and your answers, so let's give her another round of applause. Yes, girl, yes. Okay. So I'm just gonna explain the next few steps. So, we'll be interviewing the other applicants until June 4th. And then the Mafa members and organizations will be voting from June 8th to the 14th, which Mafa members will be allotted to vote, and then Mafa e-board members will be allotted 2 votes. So, and for those running unopposed, they must receive the 2/3 of the vote to be elected. And then the results of elections will be seen on June 15th. Do you have any questions? Okay, well, you're all done, and you'll hear from us on June 15th.
Thank you so much.
Yay! Okay, I'm gonna stop this recording, or should I just, okay, we'll stop this recording.